Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We are very excited to have you all here today for the playoffs of the Deathless Randomizer. Oh my God, that was really loud. Deathless Randomizer League. I am very happy to be joined here by Harv. How are you, Harv?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to watch this. I'm excited. I've been excited for the playoffs for like the last week or so. I can't wait till it starts. I've really enjoyed this event and I'm really excited for this.
Well, we are very excited to have you here. It is one hell of an event and should be an absolutely fantastic match here between, sorry, I'm just fixing some stuff on my stream deck that I realized wasn't properly set, but should be an absolutely fantastic match here between Rakushain and Gustav. Both these are incredible players. Raku coming in here as the number 6 overall seed from the qualifiers. Meanwhile, Gustav coming in as the 11 seed here. Looking at the website here, Parv, if you want to pull up some of the advanced stats for us about this match, because we actually have thank you to Dr. PhD Professor Rambler, we have done some statistical analysis here, and we have some models to give you some of the advanced stats here about DRL. But looking over the basic stats, Rakushain has been one of the most consistent players in the entire league. His lowest score on any seed was a 56. 7 out of his 8 qualifier seeds were 70 plus, and he finished in 6th position with a total score of 390 on his best seeds. His highest score was an 80, and then of his top 5, the lowest was a 77. Meanwhile, for Gustav, you could argue, has the higher potential here of these two players, as Gustav has a significantly higher score on his highest scoring seed with an 83, but also has made some mistakes, and that's not uncommon. A lot of players made mistakes in the qualifiers. Rakushain is a bit of the exception, being one of the pinnacles of consistency, never scoring below a 56. But Gustav has a 3, a 12, and a 7 and a 27 on his record, but he also has 70, 74, 76, 73, and that big 83. So it will be a very exciting matchup here today. In terms of the head-to-head between these two players, just looking, comparing their qualifier scores directly, as if they were to do a head-to-head, it is 5-3 in favor of Rakushain. Rakushain won seed 1, seed 2, seed 3, and then seed 8 and seed 6. Gustav won seeds 4, 5, and 7. So a really close matchup here. One that I think, on paper, probably the Rakushain is slightly favored, but can go either way here. As you saw, if you compare their qualifiers head to head, just a 5-3 advantage in favor of Raku. And Harv, do you have some advanced stats for us here?
Yeah, like just looking at both of them, Rakushain has 390. Like you said, he's about 390 for a total score. Gustav 376. Looking at the rage bait side of things, as PhD Rambler has put it, Rakushain.
1 second. Rage bait is the model that we use. We have named it the rage bait model. It is a special model that we have used where we have done a Monte Carlo simulation in order to give you guys some advanced stats here about the playoffs. So anyways, tell us about rage bait here, Harv.
Yeah, so the rage bait model has the consistency for Rakushain at about 98% because he's had such consistent play. Like he has averages over the 70s except one of the seeds, so his consistency is really good. So it seems like the model says he's gonna probably get around the 70s on the playoff match, while Gustav's consistency is about 91% because he has had those 3 drops. When it comes to success rate, it looks like the rage factor for Rakushain is a 79%, which is really good. But Gustav is not too far behind him with 78. So it seems like it says like they're 6 and 11 seed, but they are actually very, very close to each other because, again, you have to drop 3 seeds. When you drop those 3 seeds for Gustav, it really kind of elevates the numbers for him. So it seems like it's going to be pretty close when it comes to the two of them.
Yeah, I do expect this to be a very close matchup. Also, again, VV Games, thank you so much for the Prime, Jelly Beam, and Snockplat. Thank you guys so much for the follows. I greatly appreciate it. And let's take a look at the classes here. It doesn't look like, trying to see double colossal sword actually on Vagabond. Both Moonrathil, that's either Moonrathil's or is that Moonrathil's or is that the Troll Knight's great sword?
Yeah. With Malekith's,
as well as Malekith's. There, I can see the Malekith's. I just can't quite. I think that is the
Do they have the same image, or are they a little bit different?
This is just Gustav's stream. For some reason, it has a gray haze over it. I'm not exactly sure why. That is not on my end. That is just his stream.
Like he's searching Moonrathil right now, so it looks like it's Moonrathil.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moonrathil and Malekith, 2 colossal blades, 2 colossal swords. Is it gonna be another power stat seed? It might be.
Yeah, I think it very well could be. And Azaz, thank you so much for the raid. Also, Azaz, make sure to give him a follow. He is one of the best all-around players in all of Elden Ring. Fantastic hitless runner, fantastic competitor, fantastic at competitive formats, and the number 4 overall seed in this DRL format. Yeah, I think Malekith is good. I couldn't see exactly. I might have seen 2 curve swords on Warrior, which you could potentially try to do a jump build with. However, the dual curve sword one is a big gamble, especially when you have 2 good colossal weapons on the Vagabond. If you were to get like a Rotten Wing sword insignia and a Thorny tier and ideally Claw Talisman or something in the care package that the players receive at the start of the match, then that could be really good. Except Rakushain just flipped over it again, and I believe it was actually 2 straight swords. So I take back what I said. I said.
So I think
Not
the way to probably go is going to be Vagabond.
A consideration. Yeah, I think Vagabond is the best class. There's some merit to Wretch with the Watchdog's greatsword. It's arguably a better colossal sword because if you have like with the heavy scaling, it has like S heavy scaling. It's fantastic, but you don't have as many items to sell at the start, right? Because you don't start with armor. Also, you need to find Nash of War, and you can jump with these 2 colossal swords. The jump builds have been taking over here. If anyone is new to DRL, the jump attack with really any great weapons, so great swords, great hammers, great axes, colossal swords, colossal hammers, also twin blades and curved swords are really good too, are very much so the new meta here in DRL season 2. But we will see what our players look to go with. Also, chat, be sure, I know some of you may be new to my channel, but put in the corn, put in the Gamba. I expect to see at least 100k channel points gambit here. If you're new to my stream, we have a massive culture of gambling on competitive games, whether that be bingo or whether that be rando or whether that be DRL. We expect you to go support, put a few channel points on, have someone to root for. We are not advocates for gambling with real money. Do not gamble with real money. It is bad, but please feel free to gamble as much as you want with your channel points. We actively encourage it.
Except if you're European, because I don't think you can do it if you're a European.
Wait, you can't put channel points if you're European?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you're American, because we love gambling. Okay, you can.
I thought there were some countries that you can't do channel points.
I think
there
like
some countries. Yeah, it depends on the country, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because I know
if you can, it's a big part of our culture here. You know, it just give you a little bit of skin in the game, give you someone to root for if you're not sure. Make your prediction. Also, thank you guys so much for the hype train, and thank you to all the new people for the follows. And I'm glad that we are getting some Gambas in. I know I put a little bit too long on the Gamba. I will be closing it when the match starts. You have about 3 minutes in to get here now. Rambler is saying that the model projects that Gustav has a 55% chance of winning. That is what the analytics say. But head to head, their series comparing qualifiers is 5-3 in favor of Raku. This is going to be a very close matchup that can go either way. So make sure to support who you think will win.
Oh man, I am very, very excited because I'm gonna be putting in for all the brackets as well for people that have signed up for the bracket challenge. I'm very excited that's gonna be going off now as well. Oh, it's very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think a big question here is what they're going to take in the care package. Also, I think the players are still not 100% as to what they are going to take here from their keepsake. Me personally, I see Dagger Talisman. Yeah. It's hard to not take it, especially with Colossal weapons. You're going to be getting a lot of staggers. You might as well get some bonus damage on that. But Raku potentially considering the boiled prawn, maybe for an early Dragon Barrow, giving him a little bit better defenses, as well as that gold rune. Gamba is click on the channel points button where there's the corn. Corn is channel points. Click on the corn, you'll see the Gamba. Those are my channel points icon is corn. So click on the corn, you'll see the Gamba. And actually Gustav here, maybe with a last minute decision to go with the Watchdog's Greatsword. I think it does have higher potential than the 2 Greatswords at the start, but you're missing out on the armor. And also Ash of War dependent. Yes, quick explanation of the formats for anyone who is new to the Deathless Randomizer League. DRL is a format where these players need to kill as many bosses as they can in either 2 hours or until they die. Now, in that it is a complete rando, they get a care package as well as a few special unlocked graces. The one exception now is if players die in the playoffs, they will continue to go. So let's say that Gustav dies 60 bosses in. At that point, his score will be locked, but he will still be improving. And then if Raku dies and the deaths even back up, the scores will unlock. And that will continue from there. Players are not allowed to see each other's streams. And the overlay that was made by Forsa does a fantastic job of letting you guys know who is in the lead. If a player dies, it will lock. It is very, very good. Very well made. And here we go, and we can see our graces here. Farah Missoula and Scadu Altus are the graces. So Farah Missoula is interesting. Altus access is super and freaking important in this format. However, you are required, you are not guaranteed Altus, right? You can go ahead and get the Dectus medallions. On this seed, that is going to be the best way, because if you don't get Dectus medallions, you have to run Makar and Precipice, which is slow and scary. Little score issue. Forza is going to fix it. No, don't worry about that, chat. It is still 0-0. We are just starting. But Precipice is slow and scary. One other option here with the Farah Missoula is you get the grace. It is besides the Great Bridge, the grace right before Malekith. So you can go kill Malekith. That will take you to Ashen Capital, and then you can run out backwards and get your Altus access that way. It is not the safest way to do it.
It's very risky, gamble intensive, because you don't know what you're gonna get in Malekith's arena. That is a high scaled boss right there too. Yeah, right? You have to fight 2 bosses. And
I just saw the care package here, and I would say that the care package benefits Rakushain because we have the Arsenal Jar Charm in that care package. which gives you a little bit of extra equip load. And that means that Rakushain will be able to potentially power stance his greatswords and use a jump attack build more easily. We will see if he does decide to go that route. But Gustaf here choosing to go with the Watchdog's greatsword. Like I said, in a vacuum, it might be the best colossal sword of the bunch. However, he will need to find another one or something else if he does have ideas of power stancing, which you may be like, why are you making such a big deal about power stancing? Like, normally that's not very good. I've never really seen it. There has been a power stance renaissance here in DRL Season 2. Power stance jump attack builds, just like you may have seen from the Raider in Night Rain, are overpowered in this format and something to always look out for.
Yeah, that's it. We found out pretty early with power stancing that you could do pretty much 2 power stancing colossals, and you could pretty much bully a lot of the bosses because you're gonna get a lot of stance breaking. And it seems like that's like the first class that you look at just to see what it is, or you try to hope that you start with the colossal and then you find one or at least a heavier weapon during your run as well. So it looks like we're going through our Liurnia section just to get everything all set up, just to get your weapons set up to about plus 15.
Also, it is very even right now. The Gamba, 163k on Gustaf, 153 on Raku. I will give you guys just another 60 seconds or so, and then that will be closed. So support your players, pick who you're gonna win, and this is your absolute last opportunity.
Honestly, it's the rage bit model, but just reversed right now. With Gustaf probably 55%.
Ramler said Gustaf was 55% favored.
Oh, was he even? I thought he was Rakush. Oh no, you're right, idiot. That is correct. So it's going with the model. It's literally going with the model.
Got it, Forza.
That's awesome. Little grave robin over here with both. I think both players are going to be doing this just to see if they. I think Gustaf is trying to also find an Ash of War because I think he started with the Troll's Greatsword.
Yes, he did. He started with the Watchdog Greatsword.
Oh, sorry, Watchdog. Yeah, Watchdog Greatsword.
Yeah, it is a fantastic rando weapon, but does require an Ash of War to truly unlock the full power and get that stance package, get the strength scaling. And yeah, very little money there from the care package as well. Normally players like to get to plus 15 smithing. You can upgrade smithing or somber, but players will always upgrade smithing because it is cheaper. That plus 15 smithing is equivalent to a plus 6 somber. And to get to that amount, you need 14,500.
They don't have like a quick seal this time either. They have to do like a staff, which weighs, I think this one weighs a little bit more, probably around 3.
Yeah, the staff actually does substantially increase the cost. I don't have the exact number, but they will need definitely more money for upgrades. Ideally, you get a smithing seal like the finger seal in your care package. Yeah. But instead they have a staff, which means that they will have to spend a little bit more in order to get upgraded here. Also, no dice for Gustaf so far on that Ash of War.
Yeah, not yet, but there's still a long seed to go. I don't think Roundtable also had one, so not that I saw on Rakushain's side of things. But you do have Crimson Seed.
There's Dragon Hunter's Great Katana, Crimson Seed. I also saw the Black Knife armor, which can be nice because it silences your footsteps. Can make catacombs and things a little bit safer in terms of dodging. Gustaf, no, did not. He found a normal greatsword. He has a colossal greatsword and flamberge. Flamberge.
Go flamberge.
So yeah, right. And our players are underway, and here we go.
Here we go. First boss for Rakushain.
We will see what it is.
It's very misty right now.
And that is the Red Wolf of Radagon or Red Wolf of the Champion. It is Red Wolf of the Champion. So you'll not get nearly as much money. Red Wolf of Radagon gives way more money.
Yeah, he is one of the bosses, like he feels like a Margit kind of type where like he gives a lot of runes for
oh my god, and Rakushain's in trouble here early. Gets tagged by the Glint Blades. Does recover completely fine, down to 1 heal. Covers well, but a shaky start there from Rakushain. Rakushain is an absolute top rando player, both in this event, also the number 2 player in Speed Fog, a fantastic competitor in Randocalypse. He is a grassroots player, so you may not have heard of him before, but he is an incredibly high level player, but maybe a little bit of nerves there, as that was not the cleanest Red Wolf. I've seen him fight Red Wolf more than a few times. Not his cleanest work, but got through it very nicely. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And it was also relatively quick. He has a somewhat big time advantage on Gustaf early here, somehow somewhat due to just menuing and running and things. Gustaf checked a few extra items, but it looks to be about a 30-second lead or so early on for Raku. And a slight mistake there from Gustaf taking the riposte, costing him a second or so.
The funny thing about the Red Wolf is, like, it's so hard to get the actual repost, and he got the repost for it because the Red Wolf has this weird thing to repost it. So it's kind of funny. But he's opting to play Flam Burst just for the starting, I think, bosses until he goes to the actual Watchdog.
And I believe that was Borealis. That was Borealis, I believe. Raku is going to go ahead and just skip him for now. He has the grace, so you can go back to him later. Borealis is probably the most dangerous of the dragons, and it gets no better here as we have Valiant Gargoyles. If you're wondering why both these players are starting out in Liurnia, that really is the meta, as you can get to a plus 24 or a plus 9 Somber in round table, but you need to buy all of your stones, and that's expensive, right? So in order to get your power level up as fast as possible, players typically start out with the Liurnia boss as kind of the mid scaling in order to get money here to full upgrade. But a really tough start here to the seed for both these players, and they are not going to be able to get to plus 24 right away, as they both have decided to skip Borealis and Valiant Gargoyles. We see Rakushain here is running through Liurnia, doing some map setup here. This is the right side Liurnia route where he will get an extra boss with Turtle Pope. There are 2 main routes through Liurnia, either by Turtle Pope or by up the left side, kind of by EG and then Bellum Church. This route gets you an extra boss, but you lose out on a merchant and a sacred tier. And a plus 10 stone there.
Yeah, that was a plus 10 stone. No, I saw Rakushain hit Valley Garg, saw the damage. It's like, nope, that's not enough damage. And they will melt you pretty quickly. So, like, it's good that he opted out. So it looks like we're gonna see what's gonna be inside the demi-human cave now. So Gustav has started some of the Limgrave chain now, while Rakushain is setting up Turtle Pope, and probably will be doing the same thing here, going to the cave.
Yeah, and that plus 10 stone was not cheap, by the way. It was
that like 20k or something?
12,000. So considering our players are desperate for money, and we have a dancing lion here in the demi-human cave, which this is a dice roll. It's 50-50. It could be Deathblight or be regular lion. If it's regular lion, it's no big deal. If it is Deathblight, though, which it is, this is really scary for Gustav. Gustav gets the stagger here. I mean, it doesn't matter that it's Limgrave scaling. He does not get the riposte, except I don't think the frogs spawned.
I don't think the frogs are there.
Yeah, I don't think the frogs. Oh no, there they are. They're coming in.
Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way. They saw
read the hit.
They saw the beacons.
I don't know how he didn't even get a single tick of Deathblight. Really nice job there.
You got Opaline hard tier as well, in case he needs it.
Yeah, Opaline hard tier, one of the best tiers in the game, plus 15% damage negation across the board. The best way to not die is to take less damage, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, whose vigor is a damage stat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, vigor is a damage stat. Damage negation is a damage stat. Not only does it mean that you're less likely to die, but it means that you can trade more and fight a little riskier going for speed. Because while we all love the beauty of a good hitless fight, hitless is not always the fastest way. And Raku here is heading towards that Deathblight lion.
He's probably thinking the exact same thing right now. He's just thinking, I'm hoping this is just regular dancing lion, but we're gonna see Deathblight here. I think he's gonna.
You know, actually, the Ash of War here could be really good to kill them. The only problem is Raku only has on one piece of armor, so his Deathblight resistance is incredibly low.
Ooh, yeah. I think he's taken care of all. Oh no, there's still a couple. There's still one more frog left.
The lion phases though, which is big.
Okay, he's into the ice phase now. There's still one. There is still one just lingering there. So you gotta watch out for that. He just killed it.
I think he's good. I mean, definitely a much slower fight here on the lion comparative to Gustaf, but he is out safely. Meanwhile, Gustaf really quickly took care of that red bear here, and he has a 3-2 lead on the scoreboard. But keep in mind, Raku did some extra map setup in Liurnia.
It looks like Gustaf is going to be setting up his plus 25 or plus 24 here. And while Rakushain is going to try to is going to be killing Regalia, should be pretty easy. And then I think probably after this, or after a couple more bosses, he'll be able to power stats both swords.
Well, I mean, I think plus 25 is or plus 9 is the first goal here, as we can see. I mean, this damage is, if you've watched some DRL before, severely lacking, right? Yeah.
I always feel like Malekith's Blackblade it doesn't do as much damage as I would like it to do for a colossal weapon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was very good damage compared to normal Elden Ring, but you know, Limgrave should be or nuke everything and move on to the next type of area, right?
Exactly. Like you should be able to chunk bosses and then just move on to the next boss, have a good pacing that way. But it seems like this weapon is not doing as much as I thought that would be doing. And it looks like Gustaf is going back to the Flamberge.
Yeah, it looks like he's pivoting around a little bit here. I mean, it's smart. Pivot around with your weapons. By the way, Gustaf did upgrade to plus 25 and Raku did not, and you can kind of see the difference there. An absolute, like, granted, Pumpkinhead's not super tanky, but
I mean, I took
Gustaf with another small time loss there, getting the backstab, but 4 hits. But granted, it's gonna be about the same for the Blackblade here. If he doesn't hit the Pumpkinhead.
I was gonna say Rakushain doesn't hit the head, so it took him a little bit longer, but still gets it down pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the game is tied 4-4, so the scoreboard will automatically update to the player in the lead. In the case that, let's say, for some reason, both these players were to die right now and never killed another boss, whoever kills the high-scoring boss first is the winner. So that's why you will see that Gustaf's number 4 is in that bright blue color, and that will automatically track with who is the winner at this, or winning at this point in time, who is ahead. Yeah, a massive thank you to Forsa. Esker, an incredibly scary boss here.
This is a very scary boss.
You know, in the qualifiers, a lot of players died to Sanguine Noble in this very average jail, and Gustaf is in a ton of trouble. 1 hit away, trying to run away. One of the dogs is dead, gets a heal off, but then gets tagged. Needs to be careful not to get bled.
Okay, the dogs are down. The dogs are very scary here in this fight because they have a way to kill you
absolutely
really
no
fast.
troubles there.
Okay, both down.
Ooh, both got it down very close there for Gustaf. You can see his eyes got big, but thankfully no early death. You know, that'd be very unfortunate to see. And
the dogs
players
have this,
are so good.
The dogs have the charge attack that hits like 4 times in one go. That really builds up the bleed, and it really does a lot of damage. So like they can almost one-shot you with that, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, those dogs are an absolute menace.
Yeah, because usually you want to get into a fight with Esker where it like just aggroes him, but in an Everjail it's different because everything's gonna aggro you, so it could be a big problem.
Brian, Gustaf wins in that case. So the way that it works is that your score becomes quote unquote locked whenever you die. right? And then the score becomes unlocked when your opponent dies. So in that case, Gustaf would win. The only time the only time greeting at the end could matter is let's say Gustaf is at 70 and Raku dies on 71, or sorry, and Raku dies at 65. Raku then finishes at 75, right, ahead of Gustaf. As long as Gustaf doesn't die because he scored more points than Raku on his first death, then Gustaf would be the winner. That being said, if Gustaf was to try to greed for an extra boss, died at the very end, and the score ends, say 75 to 74, both with a death, in that case, it would flip in Raku would win, because since both players have an equal number of deaths, the score becomes unlocked. And if a player dies, which hopefully we do not see, that will all be explained. It's very good how it's visually set up on the overlay. It looks fantastic.
Knight
and we have solitary here.
Out of all the NPCs, when it comes to the DLC, this one's not too bad, I feel. The other ones could be pretty horrific. Like, yeah. I always find Red Bear a little annoying to fight. And then Dancer Rana is just we already know how Dancer
Raku
is.
still has not upgraded. He's still only +5 or +6.
I think he's waiting until about 40k, because that's kind of the sweet spot where you can get all the stones and you can get all the stone sword keys as well at the same time with about 40k.
Yeah.
So I think he's just waiting for that.
I feel like at this point I would just plan on making a second trip to Round Table though, because he's losing a lot of time with this damage. I mean, also there are some other expensive things you need to buy: the Stone Sword keys, Crimson Seed Talisman for 5k. Crimson Stone Sword keys are 12 unless there were others. And the Somber 10 Stone was 12k, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. The only kind of big thing with that is, like, if you get the Howling Dream Medallion in half during when you're out there, right?
Yeah.
Then you have probably about 30 seconds to do the Ensha fight, and then grab your stuff if you need to. So
it's a little deceiving. Well, it depends. It takes about 20 seconds if you have a good build, probably 30 right now. I have timed it. But yeah.
Oh, big remembrance for Rakushain there. Huge. That was crouch pokes.
A very nice crouch pokes here by both players. Well, Gustaf made up so much time on Raku on that fight right there.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, I think we see that Rakushain is a little bit further ahead, but Gustaf is catching up because his weapon is +9 or +24 right now.
And Gustaf also did Margit. He already claimed Margit.
Yeah, he's already finished Margit as well. So that kind of gives you a testament for a +6, which is a +15, right? Compared to a +24.
Now this is a fight where, even despite the weapon upgrades, Raku will make up. Holy damage and strike damage is so important in this format. It is because of these undead enemies like Ghost Flame Dragons. Like, ideally Holy is the best, but also Strike is fantastic too. Great on Deathbirds, Tibia Mariners, PK, Ghost Flames, Deathrite Birds, etc. Right? And in the randomizer, there are so many of those bosses. So Holy and Strike is incredibly important to have in this format. That is one reason why. Another reason why, personally, I preferred Rakushain starting class selection of the Malekiths and the Moonrathils on Vagabond.
Me too. I think if I had a choice between the classes, I think I would be Vagabond as well. We've just seen how well proven the stance, that like the power stancing is, and plus, like you said, the strike damage is massive. Like that is a big thing, especially for the undead enemies. Yeah,
or the holy damage. Yeah.
And the holy damage. Holy damage
it's not undead, like I don't think that there's not a huge difference, right? Like, I would have preferred the Vagabond that Raku started with.
There was another Malekith blade.
You know what? Actually, that's really good for Gustaf, because At this point, I now maybe favor Gustav start because Gustav has the second greatsword to power stance, right? They both have Malekith, and I would take Troll Knights over Moonrathils every day of the week.
Yeah, especially if you can get an Ash of War for your Watchdog one. That's huge. Put that to heavy with Malekith. That's huge. That's a big. That's pretty big for Gustav.
The names at the top, those grace locations at the top of our screen, those are 2 additional graces that the players get. So players always get Lake Facing Cliffs and First Step, the start of Liurnia and the start of Limgrave, right? And then they get 2 additional graces in other regions past Altus or in the underground. And in this game, it is Farum Azula and Scadu Altus. They are both relatively useless graces that we will not see the players really look for. Scadu Altus is just, unfortunately, the DLC is realistically way too high scaled. And Farum Azula does have potential because if players do not find the Dectus Medallion, they need to either run Precipice to get into Altus, or they could try to kill Malekith replacement and then run backwards through Ashen Capital.
Which isn't too bad with but it just takes a long time. I'm surprised Rakushain didn't pick up the other Malekith blade.
Yeah, I am surprised too.
The two Malekith blades would have been really cool, and really, I think it'd be better than the troll.
Yeah, and that was kind of a pivotal moment. It might not look like it. We saw both the players get the grace at the Third Church of America. There is a strat called Early Dragon Barrow, where you go to Dragon Barrow early. Obviously, those fights are incredibly scary as they are really high scaled. But the benefit that you get is you get a ton of money. So like you can get to like 40 strength really fast, and that massively increases your damage potential. It's a high risk, high reward strategy, and it looks like no players are going for it right now.
I wonder if it's just like their weapon setup is a little bit of nerves going into the playoffs. You just want to get some good reps in when it comes to bosses, and then maybe do it a little bit later. Maybe it's like halfway through the seed.
Well, and we also might see a bit of a different switch on it in the playoffs. I expect players to play a little bit safer in the playoffs, as this is one and done, right? Comparing, or not one. This is double elimination, as both these players are starting out in the top 16, the winner side of things. But if you make a mistake, that can easily cost you a match. Versus in the qualifiers, it was your best 5 seeds out of 8, so you get 3 seeds that you can just drop. If you die once early in Dragon Barrow, who cares, right? Just drop that seed, move on to the next.
Yeah, exactly. And we know how much of like a bloodbath the losers bracket's gonna be as well. So you want to play your best game. You want to try to put, keep that consistency going. So we have here Gustav in the tunnel, in Limgrave Tunnel right now, while Rakushain is going to Patch's Cave. So both players using Malekith's blade. We got a little friend coming in to the fight with Gustav.
Yeah, and we already are starting to see a little bit of a divergence in routing. For the most part, you will see players will kill more or less the same bosses, right? Like they more or less have the same kind of list of bosses that they want to go through. However, the order of operations might be different. And we are already starting to see that here.
Yeah. I don't know what I saw at where the troll was, but it looks like
I think Raku is trying to potentially do the early Patches strategy, where he kills Patches and then can also check Patches bell bearing while he buys his upgrades and things. But he has lost a lot of time here, but by virtue of staying at like +6 for 23 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's +10 now. He's +10.
Oh, he is +10.
Yeah, he is upgraded.
My apologies. This is why I have a co-commentator that is so fantastic, like Harv, Beard in the Hair. Make sure to check him out, guys. I really appreciate Harv for taking time out of his day in order to be here.
I wouldn't have missed it. I love this format. I'm really enjoying it, and I want to try to commentate or co-commentate as many as I can. So I love it.
Harv was on a long break from Elden Ring, came back, and unfortunately the qualifiers didn't quite go his way. But he's still actually doing some DRL practice just because he loves the
I just do
format
DRL
so
practice
much.
for the hell of it. Yeah, I do it for the hell of it right now because I love the format so much. So like, I'm just trying to get high scores at this point.
Yeah, and he's also made some really nice materials like a bracket challenge for DRL, and has is a huge part of the league, even though he is no longer in the competition.
We got a Death Knight here.
Oh, great weapon
Gustav.
for the Death Knight. Weak to Pierce and Holy, so crouch R1 spam.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's another thing about Colossals, right? Because like you can also bully NPCs with crouch spam, and that like and it's a poke, well, especially for these weapons, it's a poke, so it has range as well. So like you're not going wrong with Colossal when it comes to DRL.
No. You are correct. No, players are not allowed to look at other streams or be aware of if a player dies, because hypothetically speaking, if Rakushain dies at 20, Gustav could just get to 21 and then sit in round table for an hour and a half and win. Right. But obviously, you know, these are some of the top players in the world. You're not going to expect early deaths like that. Like, it can happen, but you're not going to expect it. So as a result, you're not able to look at your opponent's stream.
Yeah, some would say I would have the beard and the hair. I have the hair now. Oh, I hate fighting Ymir so much because it takes so long for his intro to pop up. Like, he just sits there for like 10 seconds.
And he gets Ymir down.
And a beating.
Both players moving at a pretty decent clip here early. A little bit lower than the pace that you would normally expect to see, but the Borealis straight into the Valiant Guards at the very start caused players to skip 2 bosses. We also had like some just other slower, tankier bosses. It's been a relatively tanky seed early on here. So I'd say players are moving at a pretty good pace, like a little bit slower than you normally expect, but given the seed, I'd say they're right on where you want to be.
Yeah, they're doing well. It was cool to see, like, you know, like you said, like you had to skip a couple of bosses and stuff. It's good to see them like kind of figure that out on the fly, because usually everybody has like their routing pretty set, like they have it set, but it's cool to see like them trying to be like, okay, I need to go do this first now because I don't have enough money, and I need to go kill patches because I want a little bit, like, you know, like that kind of type thing, which is cool to see. Really, really cool to see. But Rakushain is just on the heels of Gustav right now.
Yeah.
Heading over to he'll be heading over to Weeping. We got Rolana.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the part of the run where, I mean, Limgrave isn't too dangerous, but you're basically just trying to move as fast as humanly possible, like build up your pace. Liurnia, Kaled, especially Altus, the risk of death goes up significantly, right? With Limgrave, really the goal is just try to absolutely fly as fast as you possibly can and just build up your pace, right? This is an area of the game where you're so tanky, you can afford to take extra risks, right? And do whatever it takes in order to save those few seconds and give you that pace advantage over your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that axe tally, huge pickup there for Gustav.
Huge tally. Yeah, huge tally there. That's massive. The one thing, like, you also, like, there is also something about finding specific bosses down here in Limgrave Weeping. If you can get the harder bosses out of the way down here, that really goes far as well. like getting like you got Deathblight line out of the way. Rolana is out of the way now as well. You know where Valiant Gargs is. You know you're not gonna see these bosses in Altus, and I think that's a huge thing for mental as well. I think.
Yeah, like Deathblight Lion in particular is maybe the scariest boss in this format.
Deathblight Lion, or it is Romina inside of a small area.
Or Mimic Tier.
Or Mimic Tier, yeah.
Especially if you have a great Action War weapon, Mimic Tier can kill you no matter what. But
exactly. Oh, look, we almost have a vanilla nightcap. Almost.
Oh, and that is Gustav saw it but missed it. There was Carrion Grandor, which I believe can go on Colossal Swords. Chat, let me know if I'm wrong here. But I believe that could have been an Ash for his Watchdog Sword if you wanted to use it. So that's actually a big thing to miss because Watchdog's Greatsword has some of the highest strength scaling of any greatsword in the game. I think it's just behind Guts. Or sorry, not Greatsword, a Colossal Sword in the game. It's called Greatsword, but it's a Colossal. And would be a really good weapon to get online. However, Gustav missed that. Oh, never mind, it doesn't. So never mind. Sorry. My apologies to Gustav. The commentators are stupid, not him. Not him.
But does it Grandeur look like it should be on a
yeah, well, it also would go on the Flamberge potentially, give him a double status option. Well, sorry, commentator was a bozo. My apologies.
Yeah, it's funny that he didn't go over Blackblade, but now he's using it. And holy damage against As a Spirit, very, very good. So it's going to do a lot of damage as well. So.
Yep, and Gustav gets that down, and now our players are just continuing to run here and trying to build up as much pace as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I do love to see.
Ooh, Ritual Sword. That was a random pickup.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Rakushain's gonna actually get this.
That's the route that Iron in them take, plural. It's about even. According to Helios, it's about even. You also don't get the Sacred Tier.
The Sacred Tier over at the church. The church up at the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they run around the side.
You're doing this side. Yeah, you're doing this. You're doing the left side here first. So that makes sense. Yeah.
And actually both players are taking this route. This is not the route that I take because I get hit too much. I like that Sacred Tier. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like having the Sacred Tier just for my own because just in case I have to take there's a lot of trading happening when you come to DRL. You're just attacking and hoping, you just kill the boss faster than it kills you sometimes. So there's also a fun trick that I saw on Stream where if you set up this catacomb, go and kill this Knight's Cav, but teleport before you get the items, you'll get the items inside this catacomb when you finish it.
Yep,
which is
that
really,
is
really
true.
Because usually on these outs, like these overworld enemies, you have to wait till the item drops, and it can wait. It takes about 3 or 4 seconds.
And routing is different here. I think we'll see exactly kind of where we stand once the two players finish up weeping here. But Rakushain has retaken the lead for the first time here in a little bit.
He has. What dictates if there's going to be the one thing I've always known is that sometimes there's enemies here and sometimes there aren't.
There are always enemies. It just there are always enemies. Sometimes they're just really tiny, and it might be like one of those little slugs, like the ground, or like a slug or something, and you just don't notice it.
Well, the power stancing has begun.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, the 3 bats are only a night.
Okay.
All right, Arkham's smarter than me.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Okay. They also have a walk cycle. Okay, so yeah, weather or time dependent as well. Now I wonder what the big difference now is going to be with pacing with them with Rakushain doing power stancing.
Yeah, I feel
compared
like
to
Rakushain.
Gustav.
I mean, obviously it's really early and kind of hard to tell. Just watching it though, with Rakushain already being able to power stance jump attacks, he should have higher AR here. And he is already slightly ahead. Also has the extra map progress in Liurnia. Gustav did skip the Ghost Flame Dragon, which he can now come back to with that Malekith Blade in Nuke. So that is a point for Gustav. I would say though that odds right now are slightly in the favor of Raku. But players have really only done one boss in Liurnia and Limgrave here. Limgrave is a lot more decided by lines and speedrun pace as well as greed. Where, you know, pure boss execution and, you know, risk of death come into play as you get into the higher scaled regions. You know, as I think Raku has a bit more of a background with speedrunning and things. I'm not surprised to see him with what I view as a slightly early lead here through Limgrave. But we will see how it plays out going on.
Yeah, I think once we get to that mark of us going to like
I also agree with Helios. Nothing's unless a player dies, you know, different people have different routes, right? Nothing super real until you get the hour mark, hit the hour mark. And also a death at any moment could completely change the complexion of this match.
Exactly. And we still don't know how they're going to get into Altus at the moment. We haven't got any Deathless halves with all the fights that they've done so far. So right now it looks like it might be Makar, but I'm hoping for our players that they can get Deathless and not go through Makar.
Yeah, and
Makar could be a crapshoot.
And that Deathless tracker, by the way, automatically updates. So there's no chance that like Harv and I didn't see it. That is auto updated. So thank you so much to Forsa. Like really, this is maybe the easiest commentary job I've ever had in terms of the technical side of it, because Forza's done such an amazing job.
Shout out to Forsa, shout out to the modders that have put a lot of effort and stuff into this. I've just recently got into
Forza,
the whole
Harv. It's all Forza.
It's
he does it all himself. Yeah, it's so impressive.
Yeah, shout out to Forza. Yeah.
The other key item is the Academy key.
Yeah. Those are the two main that you need to know, look for, because for the Academy key, because you get South Araya Lucaria Grace, you can just go through the gates to get to Makar really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Or to Dectus half. Or
yeah,
the Dectus left.
The Academy key is far less relevant than the Dectus, but it can save about 60 seconds if you find it on your route.
Yeah. The M word.
Yeah. Also, it's very crazy. You know, in Rando, this is based off of in-game time. Our players are perfectly synced here. Yeah.
I was gonna say they're literally like right next to it. Like Gustav is like maybe 0.5 seconds faster right now than Rakushain is, which is kind of crazy. It's the same score as well. But we know that Rakushain just has more map progress right now. Like
yeah, which is super freaking rare too, because you know, PC load times, how much the players wait, like how much the players, you know, map warp. Normally you can expect to see a difference of up to a couple minutes, but no, our players are perfectly synced and also on the exact same boss right now. And now Raku takes the lead at the exact same boss. He gets that kill down probably just a second or two ahead.
Confirm they have the same computer, they have the same loading screens.
Yes. Yeah, no, to compete in DRL, everyone must buy the exact same computer. Obviously, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Looks like Gustav here is actually going back to the round table hold. Not quite sure what he's looking for here. Oh no, he still is at a +9. So he's going to be upgrading to that +24. buying his Stone Sword keys, which he still has not purchased. Crimson Seed.
Yeah, nobody went with Crimson Seed.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I think
Raku didn't
Crimson
go with it
Seed is
either.
one of the best in the talismans in the game.
What would you get rid of? Like what they have though, right? You have to keep Arsenal, right? You have to keep you got to keep Dagger.
I would drop Dagger or Green Turtle for. I would drop Dagger or Green Turtle for Crimson Seed.
Crimson Seed. Probably, I would probably get rid of Turtle most likely.
I mean, I also value or axe it or axe talisman and power stance, right? I mean, I also clearly value heals a lot more than these players, right? I always go for the Sacred Tear and Weeping. They did not, right? So, you know, to be fair, just simply don't get hit and then take damage, right?
Exactly.
Oh, and Gustav there found Great Sword of Solitude, and he has options here, either Colossal Sword, Great Sword Power Stance, or Great Sword Power Stance. He's going with the Great Swords here. Now, though, that decision to not buy Carrion Grandor will bite him, because he could have put Heavy Sailing on the Flamberge, which granted does not scale the best with Heavy, but a Great Sword of Solitude really needs Heavy. He now has a weapon. The base scaling on Flamberge is Dex. It is better with Keen, but I would much rather have heavy on the Flamberge along with the Great Sword of Solitude. Strength helps both, right?
Yeah, you're going for the strength build here, so you want to go with that. But I'm sort of surprised. But I guess because he doesn't have the power stancing, right?
No, he is power stancing. I mean, as of right now, he is power stancing.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not doing power stancing with Watchdog and Malakath.
Yeah, Colossals versus Greatswords is very interesting. Like, Colossals have the higher damage potential. The only problem with it is, like, there are two problems with it. A, the weight, and B, when you power stance jump attack the Colossals, because that is really how you want to be using them. The Greatswords swing down both at once. The Colossals is like a 1-2, and as a result, a lot of times you can miss the second hit. So it really depends on the boss you're fighting and how accurate you are, because if you're having trouble landing that second hit of the Colossal, the Greatswords would be better. But if you're able to land every single time, Colossals would. We now see like these. There's not many bosses left in Limgrave here. Gustav cleaning out the Duelist and Patches. Raku is cleaning out Rick, Soldier of God replacement. And then this is really where this game is going to start to get very spicy. 2 players on close pace, and the bosses will start to increase significantly in their scaling here. I mean, in Limgrave, it is at this point pretty hard to die. Unless you have something go catastrophically wrong, right?
You know, the most catastrophic thing could happen, untouchable in a random place. Oh, the other. Oh, I see. If I see
Raku did not find Neutral
so
Sword.
Happy.
It was a random, slightly out of the way check in Weeping. It was on the way between the Runebear Cave and the jump to the Semshade Catacomb. Gustav picked up some extra items. Raku just kind of took the straight line, and it benefited Gustav here.
No, it's really good to see Ancestor Spirit, like the healing one, this early. So that one's also off the table now.
Raku is really prioritizing the endurance. He has really not leveled any of his damage stats, but is at 26 endurance. Like 40 Vig is standard. Like I would always get to 40 Vig first, but
yeah.
I mean, endurance is very important. I'm kind of surprised he's going so high, but he really wants that armor on.
I would just get enough to power stance, and then just put your strength up at that point.
Yeah,
get enough to power stance.
Like, I like leveling endurance, but I personally prioritize the strength first, right? But you know, endurance also increases your damage in a way, because you can jump more frequently, have to wait for stamina regen less, and you're less likely to die, right? So I don't necessarily think it's like, I don't think it's an objectively wrong decision, right?
Third tree avatar. Yeah, colossals are really really stamina hungry for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Dragon Barrow Gambit yet, and I think they're gonna probably still gotta keep going their direction right now through their routing, and they're probably gonna do a little bit of a later Dragon Barrow, maybe halfway through, or even
at the end. I don't think.
Or the end, yeah.
To my knowledge, I don't think either of these players did that much early Dragon Barrow in the qualifiers, at least to my knowledge. So not necessarily surprised to see neither of them go for it here in the knockouts, right? Because in early Dragon Barrow death, if your opponent goes deathless, that is GG, right? Like you lose immediately. Like you're gonna die with a score of 12, right? You are just praying that your opponent dies at that point.
I was gonna say, if I'm Gustav, I just Memory of Grace at 44k. I mean, buddy, right now is not.
Hey, this is very scary here for Raku. Estelle in this Everjail, because it's not that the boss is going to kill him, but it can teleport out, and he's missing quite frequently. Does go ahead and get the stagger there. I don't think he's going to be able to get the repost. Oh, barely gets it. Wow.
Barely. But he gets it down. Huge.
Yeah, that's very important.
This boss can teleport, and then it can also just throw meteors at you from teleporting out too, as well. And it's just like you can't get to it. Yeah.
I would say I think Raku's pulling away a little bit here. Keep in mind, Raku also has better Liurnia presence. Big skip here. Gets it perfectly.
Nice.
But yeah, Raku also has a little bit better Liurnia presence due to he just ran from the Valiant Gargs all the way to the Church of Vows to set up that right side Liurnia at the very start of the game. So yeah, I mean, lead is not massive, but I do think as of right now, the game is going in the favor of Raku, but I really would expect that, right? I think comparing these two players head to head, I would say Raku is a much better speedrunner. His movement is going to be better. His lines are going to be cleaner, right? Gustav's advantage is going to be in the fights. And in Limgrave, where all the fights take just a matter of seconds, you're not going to really derive that much of an advantage. So really not surprised to see Raku have this lead. The question is really, does it hold? Does it extend? What happens from here?
Ooh, okay. So Gustav, I think, is gonna be doing the Watchdog Catacomb.
Yeah,
I've recently started to not do this on my routing until I have to, like at the very end now at this point.
I mean, this could be massive though, because both players are looking for Dectus, right?
Yeah.
If this is a Dectus half, that could be
if this is a Dectus half,
pivotal with how this game ends. And actually not a somewhat scary boss here for Rakushain. Getting Exikes, that rot is going to go everywhere. Like normally you can kind of tank it and be okay. But we will see what happens here. Does get a nice stagger, now is getting ticked by the tick damage as well as the rot itself. His health bar is just going down incredibly fast. The tick damage has gone away though. Now it's just the rot. That's, like I said, it's not the worst, but could be very scary. Seems to be for the most part in the clear here at this point.
I think it's good where he is, because you're just going to be teleporting right when you kill the boss. You don't have to run to anywhere. So you're gonna get rid of rot right away anyways, but it can be scary depending on where that is, because if you need to run from grace to grace, that could be scary, or from boss to grace.
In the match,
let's see what is here in Watchdog Catacomb.
Yeah, the
PK.
The big question here is the drop.
Yes.
If this is a Dectus half and Raku does not go, that could be a massive advantage in Gustav's favor. Of course, he'd also need to find the other one, right? But Dectus going Dectus versus Precipice is about a difference of 2 points. And it looks like he did not get a Dectus half there. So
okay, that's okay. Oh, and now we're gonna see him going probably to Kaled after this.
Yep.
First time they're gonna be stepping into Kaled. My op right here, Idrid. Here we go.
Yes, the 4-time champion, because Harv died to him 4 times. Idrid, Black Knight.
I blame Iron Balls. I know. You guys, people are probably saying, "How'd you die to him 4 times by using Iron Balls?" It doesn't stun him when he does a micro stagger, and I got killed.
That was in a bingo game.
That was
by
a
the
bingo
way,
game, yes.
for reference.
Yeah, you have to do charge R2s. I was doing tap R2s.
Well, cope all you want, Harv. Cope all you want, but
you know what? I'm taking it to the grave.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Garronk charges immediately as Raku goes to that fall gate. Actually, Garronk is a great boss to see, in my opinion. Gives a great chunk of money. And while he does hit very hard, he scales very squishy. Also, while he can be tricky, like especially early on when you're at this level, it's typically a very practiced boss. Raku with an absolutely beautiful fight there, and we do see our first Deathless half of the match here. Unlikely to, but that is a cave that players do skip sometimes. So I would not say it is guaranteed that Gustav goes there. Like I have seen
that cave
sometimes. Yeah, I mean it's somewhat slower, and especially on a low Stone Sword key count seed, I've seen people skip it. Unlock graces are written at the top of the screen.
I'm surprised, but
You're good. You're good.
I'm not surprised.
You're not the only one who's asked. Yeah, you're good. It's the first match of the playoffs. You know, people have to get used to also how the overlay looks and how it is presented, because it'll be the same presentation for everyone's stream. So whether you're watching myself or Ribbo Zone or Gino or whoever, everyone will have the same presentation.
Very big kill. Good job for Gustav. These guys, the players, yeah. Right now, I think the Colossal. Do I want to say the Colossal diff is kind of bringing Rakushain's counter up right now? He's at 30 already. At 49, he's got less time as well on his clock. I am really enjoying this double Colossal build right now.
I mean, I think Forsa could compete, but he doesn't have an Ash of War to put heavy on the Flamberge, and he's not jumping very much. Yeah, or sorry, Gustav. I feel like the great swords in the could compete very well with this Colossal setup. I don't. Yeah. Like I said, I think I would prefer the Colossals, but it's not. It's close. I would really have to think about it. I'm not 100% sure that the Colossals are in fact better, right?
I think if you had you have readily available Ashes of War, it would probably sway me going the Greatsword way. But knowing that you don't, I think the Colossal is the way to go. And also, the Flamberge, if it was any other Greatsword, any other one that you could put an Ash of War on that wasn't Flamberge, because we know the damage of Flamberge, even at heavy, is not ideal.
Okina Mass there. You give him some ducks. All right, this is a big moment here. First Dragon Barrow scaled boss. This is going to be incredibly high scaled, and it is the Lamenter. Maybe not the riskiest boss in the world in terms of dying, but it is slow as hell.
It's tanky.
So we see Gustav just take a quick look at it and back out there. Yes, there is a French broadcast going on right now. If you are a French speaker, let me go ahead and give a shout out. Ribazome is doing the French broadcast.
Yeah.
He also dressed up like me, but he has a freaking bow tie on and everything. He looks much better than I do right now. He also took off his funny hat that he normally wears. I will never take off this bandana except for charity.
Yeah. Your bandana's like my beard. I won't take it off unless it's charity.
And we see Mesmer the Impaler. Let's get on that beautiful OST here. Oh, and a Ghost Flame Dragon here for Gustav. it can fly out. They're less likely to fly than the normal dragons. Raku gets absolutely destroyed there by the phase transition. Has enough health that he should be okay. Yep, is just fine.
Yeah.
Gustaf does pull out the Malachus Blackblade, which is the correct call there.
Very nice. Yeah, this is also the other thing of having like a plethora of weapons as well. Is like you can just kind of pick and choose, like depending on the boss, which is really nice.
Yeah, Gustaf is behind here, but obviously, like Raku does not know that, and he's back at third church. This can only mean one thing: it is time for Dragon Barrow. You will see a massive power pivot spike here. But this is going to be one of the scariest moments in the run. You know, I think if Raku knew the lead that he has right now, it's not massive. He does have a lead. I don't think he would push for this, but players are not aware of the score at the current moment, and he is going for it. Let's see what it is in early Dragon Barrow here.
Very smart by Raku. Very smart by Raku. He put Opaline on. He put a lot of defense. He's got his prawns ready. This is huge. Oh,
first boss is just a duelist.
Okay, to be fair, this duelist can't mess you up.
Yeah, downside of the duelist, like obviously easy boss, but how many runes a boss gives depends upon how many they give in their base game relative to the scaling factor. So he will not get a ton of money here, probably looking at about 50 to 70,000. For example, if this was a remembrance boss, he could easily be looking at 200k plus.
Yeah, we tested it. Like I know there's a document out there that tells you what every boss gives, but like we saw Godric. He gives like, oh, that was the DLC. Never mind, that was DLC. But Godric would give like 300k or something.
Yeah, Godric would give like close to 300k here. Gets 70k, but the Elden Remembrance too. So really 120k.
That's huge, huge.
Now he is a very high level. He has like 30 endurance right now.
Yeah,
30 plus.
So these are gonna cost. These levels are gonna cost a lot. Is this Falling Star Beast Cave?
No, Magma Worm.
Magma Worm. Okay, he's a Magma Worm. I think that was Haligtree half that he got.
Yeah, it didn't show up on the overlay, so yeah, it was Haligtree. It looks like he is now cleared out the first part of Caelid there, and now making his way to the Haligtree, or sorry, to the Falling Star Beast. Raku doing the skip down.
I really like this chain. Oh, that looks like it's a Demi-Human Queen.
And while we have a moment here, I do want to just say we have a ton. This is the very start of the playoffs. Make sure to check out the DRL website for all the information. This is just one match. It is a double elimination bracket though. They are in the winner, so it is just a one game. You can find all the information on the website. We will have a second game coming up here in 2 hours from now between Forsa and ESG Master. Also, I will be commentating a game tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, as well as Catalyst will be hosting a match at noon Eastern, I believe. And you can find all the details on the website. Also French broadcasts as well for any of our native French speakers.
Huge.
Yeah, 3 big games tomorrow. Noon Eastern, we have Niora versus Roman that will be casted by Catalyst. Then Consta Sama versus Mixed at 3 p.m. And slightly overlapping at 4 p.m. we will have Lil Aggie versus Unlocked Destro commentated by Park and Harbor.
So far, Dragon Barrow, pretty good bosses.
Yeah.
We have Loretta here, and this is a big boss. I think this is gonna be
this will be 200k.
Gonna give a lot of room.
200k at least, I would think. But also, is one that you can die on. Granted, he is quite tanky with all his armor and that Opaline hard tier and everything. Normally I would expect that double halberd hit to not kill, but be close, right?
Chunk. Yeah,
do a massive chunk. Took way less than 50% there.
Yeah. Raku came prepared.
Which I think this is really smart for the playoffs, like still understanding the importance of Dragon Barrow, but approaching it in a much, safer manner as he did all of Limgrave, was able to get a little bit of juice here. I think this is a very intelligent approach by Rakushain.
Agreed. Big kill, huge kill.
And gets the Loretta down.
Duo set up, I'm guessing. Yeah, you're right, 200k.
200k there. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, of course, a death can swing it, but Rakushain with the lead, also much higher in level and damage potential. Like, I think Rakushain at this point is quite firmly in the driver's seat, but of course, anything can happen in this. One death in the match can go the other way. That is why, you know, it is the Deathless Randomizer League. You know, gotta stay deathless. I will say, Raku's pace is quite impressive here so far.
My litmus test is where you are at about an hour, right? If you're around 35 to 37, I think you are in a very, very good position, because you still have this chain. What Gustav is doing, you're going to be doing a lot of bosses really, really quickly.
Now this is a scary fight. This cave is very deadly. I've died a lot in this cave, probably more here than anywhere else in Dragon Barrow. Does have a great boss though, Ralva.
Yeah.
What's so scary about this is that it is a rather tight arena. So if you get a duo boss here, or anything that does not like being in it's not the smallest arena in the world, but just a tighter arena, it can be nasty. Because by square footage, this arena is pretty big, but it's rectangular. Like, it's way longer than it is wide. You can very easily get caught.
Shout out to the Red Bears, not the Red Bear NPC, through that guy, but these Red Bears are awesome.
One of my favorite bosses.
Yeah, I absolutely love fighting these Red Bears.
Yeah, the other thing about Dragon Barrow 2 is, while the boss fights themselves take longer, the density is really good. Like, you can just bang out. There's 5 all really close to each other, so the amount of running time is not that bad.
So I think he killed 4 of them. I don't think he killed the bridge grail replacement, unless I missed it.
I don't believe that he did.
Yeah. This shouldn't be too hard for Gustav, because he's got a great sword. It should stun for most of the hits. Oh, you can jump his grab.
I just checked back on Raku's stream. I can't make out exactly what it is. Owns. Oh my god. Gustav's in so much trouble.
I spoke too soon.
Run.
I spoke too soon.
Yeah, you said he was good, so I just kept looking.
He had a great sword. I just assumed he's gonna be good.
Yeah, the bridge boss, Rakushain did skip that, by the way. It was some sort of duo boss. Could not make out exactly what it was, but it was a duo. Some differences in routing, and Rakushain did Dragon Barrow, which does have fantastic boss density. Also,
oh my god, the dogs are coming.
Rakushain's build is inarguably stronger at this point, as Gustav does not have the ability to power stance here, and he needs to sit at that grace.
He really
because he's trapped.
He really does.
Oh no! No! He has no heals and he's trapped. He really has to sit at this grace.
He is getting harassed by one of the worms as well right now.
Gets bit again. He is like one hit and decides to Mog.
Oh no.
Wait, he lost his money, but overall he goes back to that grace, so it's fine. Actually, yeah, mogging was incredibly smart. It was incredibly smart. Yeah. He lost 67k. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world, right?
There's the other Deathless half. We found it.
Yes, other Deathless half there for Rakushain. It was at the Putrid Avatar in Caelid, not the one in Dragon Barrow, the one in Caelid. So Raku now has full Deathless, and if Gustav does not go to these checks, which he has not gone to yet,
he'll do Putrid for sure at some point.
Yeah,
it's the other one that I'm kind of scared now for, is the the cave.
Normally, the kind of general rule is that if you're going to go up precipice, you want to be going up at about 125 or so at the latest. If you're you can full clear Altus, because it was Academy Crystal Tunnel, the one that requires 2 stone sword keys. But yeah, like Gustav has to be thinking very hard about precipice here sooner than later, right? Altus is a region where you do like a lot of running, and then you get 3 to 4 bosses in a cluster, and then you run and then you hit another cluster, right? So as a result, it is very important that you maximize the graces, or that you maximize your time, because oftentimes in that region, you're not missing just one boss, you're missing 2 or 3, right? If you're not able to fully clear it. Raku is absolutely moving 1 hour in. Like, this has been a difficult seed for sure, and not great graces, but looking like he very well could pull. I mean, with a great second half, he could get an 80, if or very close, right?
It all depends on Altus at this point, because Altus could make or break your run depending on what's up there. I've got to a point where my pacing is incredible going into Altus, and everything comes to a screeching halt because the Altus boss is terrible, right? It all depends on what we have. We haven't had anything really like egregious in this first part of the game. Like, we've had Dancing Lion, and plus like Rolana might be the most like heavy hitters. Like, we haven't had the Sanisax or the Forsa
Deathbite Lion.
Like
Deathbite Lion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Deathbite Lion and then Renala and Gargs. But like, we haven't had the Sanisax and stuff like that, and the Fortisax that have come out yet. So
I will say Raku here is just playing so well. Like, he very clearly came in with a game plan, right? He does not have it's not the most aggressive game plan in the world, right? Like, if you're going for 80 plus, like, this is not the game plan that you would go for. But he clearly had a tactic here, was looking, felt like he wanted to play just a little bit safer, right? And in terms of how he's actually executed, he's executing his game plan absolutely perfect. I mean, oh my God, let me shut the hell up. Okay, he's good.
I like it's like what we said at the start before the game even started. We're looking for players to like kind of keep the consistency going, and that's what Raku is doing right now, right? He's keeping his consistency in his mid 70s, which I think is where they're gonna.
I mean, I think he's above mid 70s. I think he's high 70s, right? Like, I think. He's high 70s. Yeah, Gustav is playing incredibly well too. Raku has just been. Like, the only way Raku could have been higher scoring at this point is if he decided to up the aggression, right? But he came in with a game plan and is executing said game plan.
Agreed. Dragon Barrow seems to be the difference, a lot of the difference here.
Well, Dragon Barrow also early pacing. Raku pulled away a lot with, better menuing at the start, saved him about 30 seconds, better running lines through Limgrave, and also the build, right? Gustav he does have a heavy Ash of War, so he is power stancing and jumping. This will allow him to even things up a little bit in terms of damage, but for the last 30 minutes or so, Raku just had a much better build than Gustav did.
We're gonna see Lamenter here now. Oh, even with all the runes that Raku has.
Use the Ash of War. Use the Ash.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, so if you apply the Destined Death effect onto the Lamenter, he will keep the particle effect after phase transitioning. You can use that with the Ash of War on Malekith's Blackblade, so it makes the real Lamenter very easily identifiable, as the real Lamenter would have a particle effect on him. He did spot the real one there. One other thing is that all the Elementers shoot those little flame balls, those black smoke balls. The real one shoots bigger balls of fire or balls of smoke than the other one. But he does just back out there. And that will be kind of the first major time loss here for Rakushain.
Oh, can we one cycle? We can one cycle. Very nice by Gustav with the one cycle. Yeah, that's how I've started to figure out Lamenter, is just by when they Blaze the Fire, the one that's had the biggest one, and just go for it. And now we're gonna see Dragon Barrow for Gustav.
Yeah, Gustav is going Dragon Barrow. Gustav has not done either of the checks for Dectus that have Dectus. They are very common locations. They are very common locations. So it's not like it's really in anywhere that obscure. You know, the question is just, does he check it at this point, right?
Is there a reason why he skipped Ghost Flame? Like
Ghost
the putrid avatar, putrid avatar.
I mean, maybe it's just not in his routing. I mean, or maybe he decided to save it for later. Like, the one argument to be made that I have seen some runners do is that those are checks that do not give you any map progression, right? Like, you just go take those 2 bosses. So I have seen some players hold those for hold checks like that for later, prioritizing those checks that actually give you an active map presence.
But he did the Watchdog Duo Catacomb.
I'm trying to give some logic. I'm trying to give what I think is the logic. I don't know for sure. I'm not in his head, right?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I would imagine that's the logic. Like, and I think there's a line where there are certain checks that you decide to do and certain checks that like you don't, right? Like,
honestly, it could just be because it's a Ghost Flame Dragon, so like it takes a little longer too as well to kill.
It wasn't a Ghost Flame Dragon. It was a Knight's Cavalry, I thought.
Was it a Knight's Cavalry?
I'm almost positive it was a Knight's Cavalry.
Okay. That's very
and we are kind of seeing the weapon difference.
He has
here.
the grace though. He has the grace, so he
in
can
Dragon Barrow. Gustav's fight was significantly slower than the double Colossals.
True.
Yeah, no, Garank is not a boss. Garank is considered an NPC. So it's the same as like killing Bernie or something, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Forza. I appreciate the information. I will make sure everything is handled. By the way, if you ever have any tweaks that I should make with my commentary, feel free. I'm always open to feedback in DMs. I'd rather you DM it to me. Don't put it in chat and be like, yo, who's you suck at doing this. Do this better.
Damn.
Yeah.
Gustav sees the damn human.
Yeah, Gustav.
What do we have in the abandoned cave here? Full-grown Falling Star Beast.
You know, jump attack build should be really good on him. There are a lot of instances where you want to jump on this boss anyways to get those headshots.
Yeah, he's got to get the stagger. Once you get the stagger, I'm surprised he hasn't staggered. Okay, he's probably not going to stagger now because he's phase transitioning, but.
I mean, keep in mind he does take significantly less poise damage to the body. I don't think he got a lot of headshots in there. I think it's a 50% poise reduction, or like reduction of poise damage if you hit the body instead of the head. The head or the butt. The white spot on the base of the tail is also a weak point.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about the tail part.
Yeah, and colossal swords do not have fantastic stance damage.
Yeah. Well, we had the discussion before. I remember you explaining it that colossal swords don't have that much poise damage.
Gustav has been able to, like, they've been level over the last few minutes, right? Since Gustav has gotten the jump attack build online, and also doing the closer proximity Dragon Barrow checks, he has neutralized it so that Rakushain is no longer gaining, but is maintaining, and 5 is a significant lead.
It is.
Of course,
but
though,
we're also seeing like Rakushain does also have Liurnia set up right for the right side.
Yeah.
To get the Turtle Pope, he has like that catacomb and the Avatar ready as well. So that's a big thing for him.
Yeah, but I think Gustav, now that he has this build online, and especially after all these Loretta runes, is going to really explode in terms of his damage potential and speed. You know, the question is just, is it too little too late? As Raku has built out quite a bit of advantage here, and assuming no deaths, keeping pace is not enough. He's gonna have to really accelerate here to overtake. Yeah, I think players, I mean, that doesn't necessarily surprise me. Like, I will say, like Raku's pace is incredibly good, is like very strong, especially for the seed. For the seed, I would say Gustav's pace is solid, right? But in these kind of playoff matches, you're going against some of the other best players in the world right now. If there are no mistakes, solid pace isn't good enough, right? You need to be. Okay.
It doesn't matter who you're facing in the winner's bracket. Everybody's a good player.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everyone, winners, losers, everyone in this.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many fantastic players who did not make the top 32, right? Like, literally some players who I hold in tremendously high regard in terms of their ability did not make top 32. This is an absolutely brutal competition, and it's going to be very difficult to pull it out. There is a dog. A dog got into the arena with Gustav here, and I think he's panicking a little bit.
Oh no.
Oh no, gets hit by the dog.
Gets the heal off at least. Gets the heal off.
He's down to only 3 heals. Oh, gets sent flying. Tries to mog out. Is the dog gonna bite him? The dog bites him.
Oh, he did. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to get this mog off. The bear is super aggressive. The dog is super aggressive. He does kill the dog.
There we go.
Gets bit again though. Does he decide to mog? He only has 1 heal left. Tries to mog. Oh my god, he's barely outside of range.
Oh my god, he did not get hit by that thing. That's crazy.
How? I mean, the good news is he's alive. Bad news is that was a massive time loss. In that time, Raku's only been able to continue his lead. Harv is in such shock that we've lost him for a second due to internet issues. I mean, look at this man. He's in shock. Look at him over there. He cannot believe what he's seen.
Robotic, you guys.
I'm gonna leave the call and call you back. I think we're having some issues here. All right, hopefully that'll figure things out, solve things out. We'll try to get Harv back here. Oh my, that was incredibly close. Harv, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, you're good now. You're not a robot anymore. That was crazy. The fact that he didn't get hit by that, like,
dude, he was a foot away from death.
If he was like a little closer, that would have been
because he was so low health. I think that would have killed. By the way, your stream froze at the perfect moment. Your hands are just on your face in complete shock. It was absolutely perfect.
Oh, that was crazy.
Wow. Here's the question though. Gustav again has neither Dectus half in freaking 10 to 15 minutes. He's gonna have to go precipice.
Yes.
Unless
he's gonna have to.
I mean, there is a chance that he says, you know what, my pace is not very good. I just need to play for Dectus, and if I don't get Dectus, I'll lose. Right? Like,
to be fair, I was just gonna say, I don't think he's done the Liurnia side of things yet, right? Like, he hasn't done bowls, he hasn't done Smaragd, so like I think he still has time.
Yeah, Liurnia, you do get a lot of pace in Liurnia. A ton of pace in Liurnia. Kaled is Liurnia is an area where I feel like I will actively make up pace, especially because these players have already run to Temple Quarter. They both ran to Temple Quarter at the very start of the game. While
they
hunting
have that setup
for items. Yeah.
But
Raku, I mean, there was the There was a slight hiccup for him earlier, but I can't even remember what it was. But that was really the only mistake that I
Lamenter?
Lamenter. There was that hiccup there, but other than that, Raku's played pretty perfectly, at least no major mistakes. The graces at the top, players get the names at the top are extra graces. There are 10 random graces, and players will get 2 of them assigned in each seed. And for this one, the extra graces are Farah Missoula and Scadu Altus. Some of them are incredibly important. Admittedly, Farah Missoula and Scadu Altus are 2 of the more useless graces. Scadu Altus is pretty much entirely useless unless you're on an insane pace. Maybe you try to do some DLC bosses. And Farum is only useful for Malekith. As Gustaf with a little bit of a close call there, but able to get that down there at the Valiant Guards.
Very nice. Very nice.
And Raku had a fantastic owns fight.
Yeah, very, very nice. Oh, he's the worm. I was gonna say, like, as pacing goes for both of these players have done enough practices to know once they get to like the hour mark to see where their pacing is, and they can kind of a vanilla, by the way, to see if they're doing well right now. If they're not doing well, they kind of have an idea.
Yeah. Hey, Raku could cheese the bird off the cliff. I'm sure it'd make Forza happy. Cheeses are allowed. Granted, it's so much faster. It would be slow. You'd lose time. It's faster to just fight him.
It's not really slow. Yeah. Especially when you have these weapons.
No, the grace that you get in Farum is beside the Great Bridge, which is the grace right before Malekith. That is the grace that you receive. So you would have to really backtrack for Godskin Duo. It would be far too slow. Ooh, a big Ash
we're gonna see Turtle Pope.
Shared order there.
Ooh, shared order is nice.
No, the Draconic Tree Sentinel there is not a boss. No, he is a major enemy. So if you kill him, he does not respawn, but it is not a boss. No, bosses are anything with a boss health bar. It must have a boss health bar, otherwise it is not a boss. That is how they are defined for the purposes of this competition. And to be fair, most randomizer competitions, right?
Yeah. We're gonna see what is that Turtle Pope here.
Vike.
Ooh, good old Vike.
Can be scary, gets the buff off, damage is amazing. Like, Gustaf's damage is really good after the Loretta. I mean, the problem is he still does not have either Ductus Half, has not gone to either of the checks, and
he's kind of he has to do it soon, because if he doesn't, he's gonna lose all that Liurnia as well if he doesn't go do it at some point here, because like that's a lot of, that's like 5 bosses there.
Not significant. There actually is not a huge difference in poise damage between colossal swords and great swords.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot more similar than you would expect.
Which could happen.
Deaths
could happen.
I agree with Helios. I think the gap has widened in it just because, I mean, Raku, one real mistake for Raku. Like, this has been an incredibly impressive performance from him on a tough seed, executing his game plan perfectly. Like, Gustaf has done a great job, but this is a really hard seed to play this well, and Raku's cooking right now.
I was gonna be like, Mike did his Ash of War and did like no damage. I was like, okay, well, I thought he was gonna do more damage.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can tell, but like, Raku is super tanky. He has like 30 endurance. He has not just armor on with Colossals, but heavy armor.
That's true. That is also
Yeah.
something that is pretty bad. The endurance plus the talisman, like he can afford to put that armor on and not take like any damage.
Yeah, I mean, he has Arsenal Charm plus, I think 30 plus endurance, right? Like
Yeah.
and I think Opaline hard tier still in his physic, right? Like he is.
Yeah.
Okay, that made me nervous. I didn't know that you could. I'd never seen that line. I was like, please don't randomly die.
And that's the line that I do for my
Yeah.
for my routing over here. Yeah.
I mean, it looked prepared. I figured he'd be safe, but I just had never seen that line before.
Hey, fall
Yeah.
damage in this game is calculated in a weird way. I just want to
Yeah.
say, I don't think out of all the From Software games, this is like the most. I feel like it's the most inconsistent, like fall damage stuff. And that's
by the
including
way,
Dark Souls 3.
just to be clear before we get into the end game here, this is a double elimination bracket. You will see games starting in both losers and winners. The way that this worked is if you qualified in the top 16, you start out in the winners bracket. If you are 17 through 32, you automatically move to losers. Because Gustav and Raku, wow, that was unfortunate.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my God,
no.
is he gonna get chopped?
Oh no.
He's gonna get chopped.
Oh,
He's dead.
no. Oh no, he's dead. He's dead. There was nothing he could do. There's nothing he could have done there. Okay, I just want to say the fact that the hand spammed that move. By the way.
I mean, in Raku's about to go in for the same thing. I'm not gonna say this is GG because that was absolutely hell. Raku very well could meet the exact same fate here. So as you can also see, the overlay has updated. So Gustav's score is locked at 43, but he will continue playing. So that means that as of right now, Raku could not do anything and he would win. But he doesn't know that, right? He does not know that whatsoever. If Raku dies, the scores will become unlocked and then it is back to whoever has the highest score. So we will see, and Gustav's actually going back here.
He killed everything this time.
Yeah. Does Raku meet a similar fate? No, Raku gets through clean.
That was smooth.
That was
smooth.
super beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, now the advantage is massive for Rakushain.
Yeah.
He is
like
up
we
eight,
see that
he's
happen.
up 8 points and a death, so he would either need a death plus a couple other major time losses or 2 deaths for Gustav to retake the lead here. I mean, this is looking fantastic if you're a fan of Rakushain. Now, match is not over, and I will say if you are a fan of Gustav, this will not be the end of his journey. He will drop down to the losers bracket and still have a chance to win it all, right? Assuming the result holds, by the way. No guarantee.
Right
Still
now,
38 minutes of rando left to be played. Anything can happen.
Anything can
happen. I've seen games that were over and a certain player died twice at the very end to lose. Right?
Yeah.
I've seen anything. And again, as Frisk said, do not go anywhere. This is a double header. We have another game coming up after this, and it's a very exciting one. It is Forsa, former and future 80% glitchless world record holder, and as well as the host of the league, going up against ENSG Master. He made the finals from the 9 seed in DRL season 1, and he is the 9 seed here yet again, looking to go on a similar run and finish the job this time.
Some would say one of the most consistent players year after year, ninth place. I was gonna say, like, that is not the first time I've seen the death, like, just catastrophic deaths in that catacomb. We saw Thomas in one of his DRL seeds also dying very handily in there as well. So it's like, it's so, you have to start killing. I feel like you have to start killing enemies.
Yeah. So to be very clear, at this point, because Rakushain is at 53 and Gustav died at 43, if Raku does not die, no matter what happens, he is guaranteed to win. Now, he does not know that Gustav died. He is not allowed to know. That is against the rules. He would be cheating, right? So he is going to continue playing and do the best that he can do. As it currently stands, Gustav would drop down to losers, but again, Still a lot of time left. A lot of time left. Anything can happen.
I have a feeling he's gonna go precipice, and oh man,
is he out of the vortex? Wow, he narrowly dodged that.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to go into precipice, but man, not getting those Liurnia bosses is a bummer for sure, because that's a lot of bosses that you're missing.
I mean, the thing is though, guys, like we're about to move into Altus. This is the highest scaled area. I mean, Raku very narrowly made that jump right there, right?
Yeah.
One bad jump, one bad mistake, and you know, he can die and then the scores get unlocked and it goes back to score. Mistakes can happen.
I mean, Malakath could happen to people.
Yeah, right.
Just
like,
in general, because of destined death.
I have seen crazier things. It is not over until it is over, right? And already Raku is in some trouble here on this Malekith. There's that little soldier there, and the big mouth imp is trying to shoot at him.
Oh man, Malakath in any arena except his is one of the most frustrating things ever.
Yeah. And Raku keeps missing. I mean, I'm sure this is incredibly frustrating for him. By the way, Gustav has yet to commit to precipice.
He grabbed the grace at Bellum Church, and that's the extent of it so far.
Yeah, he's going back for the Deathrite Bird into Royal Revenant chain. You win so long as your score is higher than your opponent's score when they died, right? So if Gustav were let's say Gustav were to die at 80 hypothetically, if Raku hasn't hit 80, it doesn't matter where he dies, right? Because Gustav's first death happened at 80, that's why it says locked at 43, because that is the point where he died. That is where his score is locked in. Obviously, Raku has surpassed that threshold, but in the case that he is not, he would have to surpass that threshold and remain deathless. So it wouldn't matter if he was at 44 or 84, right? As long as he's above that 43 threshold and deathless, he would win.
And now we're seeing Altus. Officially seeing Altus.
Yeah.
126 is a very, very good time for Altus. It's an amazing time for Altus.
But again, like Gustav is continuing to play. Yeah, Gustav is continuing to play. And if Raku dies, then Gustav's score will unlock, as both players have died once, and then it'll basically be as if they neither died, right?
Okay, Gustav, for the love of God, please go to the cave after this. We're going to the cave. Let's go.
He is going to the cave. I mean, so far, I'd say this has been an incredibly tough seed. Both the players have played it well, but Raku has been on another level. Like, it's been an incredibly tough seed and really only one major mistake at the Lamenter in Dragon Barrow, Dragon Barrow Bellbearing Hunter. I mean, I'd say that, yeah, Raku's playing incredibly well. He's had a game plan with the idea of being a bit safer here and is executing his game plan to a T.
Yeah, and always there's always like a thing where, like, when you don't get the start that you want, you kind of change your game plan. But Raku, I think both players have like kind of seen like their game plan didn't really change. They kind of adapted with what they had to do because they had to skip a couple of bosses at the beginning, right? So, yeah.
Here the explosion comes out.
If I was
How is there no Ghost Flame Trail?
I would agree to that.
How is there no Ghost Flame Trail?
Maybe because he's in a corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if there was a Ghost Flame Trail, that if he landed in the Ghost Flame Trail, that very easily could have been the death, right? To even it back
100%.
up.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, the trail goes under the floor in ruins. Huh. Or it lands on the ceiling. On the ceiling? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, Gustav gets the first Dectus half. Does he decide to push here? Or he is going to continue doing Liurnia. I mean, it's very possible he's just saying, I'm behind anyways. I'm going to do every check for Dectus, right? Like, like, and just hoping that he
maybe
gets
that's
it,
the way
right?
to go. Yeah. Why does it go to see? Why does Moog break when he's by a wall? A lot of questions, Helios. A lot of questions. Very nice. The Onyx Lord goes down. He's probably going to go down to Erdtree now at this point, most likely.
You know, I have to imagine this is where Raku's probably starting to get very nervous.
Because it's the Altus side of things?
Yeah, because it's the Altus side of things. Like, this is where it's very easy to make mistakes, especially with his game plan of being so tanky, right?
Yeah.
Like, the amount of health and armor that he has. It was going to be hard for him to die in Liurnia or Caelid, with the exception of Dragon Barrow, right? Like, Altus, the scaling jumps again. Like, he is, don't get me wrong, still going to be tanky, but enough that, like, it is, again, very possible for him to die, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he knows, like, he's on very good pace. But Gustav has the highest score between the three, right? In the qualifiers, Raku's highest score was 80, Gustav's was 83, right?
Yep.
You know, does he try to push more, trying to look for like an 80 plus here? Or does he, you know, continue his game plan?
Just kind of keep it safe, get into the mid-high 70s, you know?
Yeah.
At this point, he looks like he's going to be high 70s. So, like, just do what you got to do, lock it in, and hope that your opponent either died or doesn't have the same pacing as you do.
And there is Fire Giant phase 2.
Fire Giant.
I mean, this is...
See, these are the tanky bosses we're going to start seeing now.
Yeah, this is very scary. Especially both the breath attack and the rock explosion in the air, right? And you really don't want to mog out of this because there's another boss right afterwards, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to leave because it feels like a -2.
The rock explosion might not be too bad because it might hit the roof.
I don't think it goes into the roof in this arena. You lose move comes out.
Okay.
Fire breath.
Oh, and it's gonna be bouncing. Fire's bouncing.
I mean, he's been able to tank stuff so far, but he's down to 2 heals, and I'm sure he absolutely does not want to mog right now.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the fire.
This is the explosion.
Yeah, it's hitting the roof.
No, it's not.
Not all of them, though. Not all of them. No, yeah, not all of them.
Big stagger.
Stun. Big, huge.
I mean, that will not do it, though. And the other thing, too, is he only has 1 heal now for whatever the second boss is. Sketchy at times, but very nice job by Raku getting through that.
I think I saw that a Black Knife Assassin is where Lanciax is. So it's not too bad for Lanciax replacement.
Let's see what the second boss is here.
Godskin Duo.
If he decides to stick, I think you mog. I think I would instantly mog.
You think you mog out of this?
Because he only has 1 heal, yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If I had more
damage.
Yeah, his damage is really good.
Yeah, like oh yeah, one's down already. Yeah, his damage is really good. Yeah. And he takes like no damage, like at all.
I mean, now, as long as he finishes out the last one here, this is an absolutely terrifying dungeon, and Rakushain will get through cleanly.
Gustav is going to Malakath now.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Dectus, he's going Malakath.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
I mean, this is an incredibly aggressive play from Gustav, but I feel like he has. I think he feels like he has to, right?
Yeah, I wonder if he forgot about the putrid avatar.
It's great because he is literally, he could kill that boss and get it, run to it and kill it in 60 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Caelid Avatar.
Yeah.
Not Dragon Barrow Caelid. And it is Godskin Noble. Raku is getting hit by a Rune Bear here.
A man is getting mauled by a Rune Bear. At least the Noble's pretty not as tanky. But he does do a lot of damage.
Gets through phase 1. What is phase 2?
Very nice. Very nice.
Crystallian. All right.
Just a regular Crystal. That's, you know what? I'll take it.
You know what? He's going to get into Altus, and it's only a force. It's only going to be 4 or 5 points difference depending on the timing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously still need the Rakushain death, but Gustav is staying within touching distance here, which is important.
Yep.
Very important.
He's only 4 behind at this point. Gonna be 5 again, but he is gonna be an Altus, which is huge.
And again, remember to stick around as we have a double header here. Forsa versus ENSG Master will start in an hour and 15 minutes. And we will be joined by Harv and Sci-Fi for a little bit to give us some commentary about the league. And then Sci-Fi will be with me for match number 2 today, which should be one that I'm incredibly excited for.
Yeah.
Finalists from last season versus former and future 80% glitchless world record holder and, you know, league creator. What a matchup to have in the first round.
I get to finally put in the first match for the bracket too. I'm really excited.
That's normal Magworm. Yep, just a normal one.
Unfortunate that he did the charge right off the bat.
As is tradition, though. Actually, got the stagger pretty much anyways because he's just running into a wall. Man, Rakushain's playing so well today.
And there's Gustav making it to Altus officially.
You know, I will say Rakushain. Wait, hold up. He's having a lot of troubles getting out of here.
Okay, I think he's good. Yeah.
Okay, he's good. But Rakushain is going to be a very tough, a tough man to beat, right? Like, yeah, he just seems like an incredibly consistent player, as he showed in the qualifiers, right? 7 out of 8 qualifier seeds over 70. He's gonna be someone who you're gonna have to outpace to beat, right? Obviously everyone can die, but you know, if I had to bet on anyone not dying, it might be Rakushain with the way he's playing. Well, myself.
That's what I'm saying, Rice Cripsy. That's what I'm saying. You see Queen Ant, it has to go boom.
And we're now going to see... Actually, Gustav just ran by the Deathbird. What was it?
I couldn't tell.
I'm going to go
what
back
it
in the
was.
VOD, see if I can figure out what it was.
Okay. And then we have Raku going to Godskin Apostle. And we're gonna see what's gonna be. We're gonna see what's in Peak in a Shack.
Nile.
What's
It was Commander Nile.
That's what. Yeah, Nile.
Yeah,
okay.
very scary one to have there. Makes sense that
Especially
he would
with
skip
all
it.
the ads. Yeah. Ooh. We love Peak in a Shack. Peak in a Shack is so
Jagged
much
Peak
fun.
Drake. Meanwhile, Dancer here. By the way, thank you everyone so much for the follows. I'm really sorry I'm not able to thank you all individually, but thank you so much for the support. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means the world. Dancer here can always cause issues.
But we're seeing the jump build just come into play.
Yeah, jump build is so good. He gets tagged by the fire there. No, it's not over. So Gustav has died, but he is going to continue playing. Because Rakushain has surpassed Gustav's score when he died, all Rakushain has to do is not die and he will win. But he doesn't know that Gustav has died. He has no idea. He's just playing his seed out, right? And
Ooh, the Brave Bird armor.
And he's just playing his seed out. If he does die, Gustav's score, the locked would go away, and then it would go back to whoever has the highest score wins because deaths are even. Yep, players have the exact same gear minus whatever they chose in their keepsake and starting class, and everything is the same. The only difference would be if they chose different starting classes or picked up different items or something, right?
Yeah.
But they have the same opportunity.
For example,
they may not have the same gear, but they have the same opportunity to acquire all the gear.
Exactly. Like, for example, Gustav got Ritual Sword, and because he did a check that Raku didn't, so he didn't actually pick it up. But they both have the same capabilities.
League website pin message. You can see all of the rules.
I really like this chain right here, where you go from Black Knife Assassin, Lance Yax, into Perfumer Grotto and stuff like that. I really like this chain.
No,
it can be cursed though. It can be cursed.
Don't be sorry. It is our job as commentators to explain everything that's going on and guide you through it. So we're more than happy to answer questions.
Yeah. Just the Stone Digger Troll should go down fairly quickly.
Yeah, this is also the first game of the playoffs, so like we expect there to be a lot more questions, right?
Yeah.
Raku is back at this Jagged Peak Drake, and if he decides to go aggressive, like, you know, mistakes could be made here as this is one hell of an arena, but especially if Raku decides to go for that Nile at the Deathbird, I mean, that is an incredibly dangerous fight.
Yes. Yes, because there's a lot of ads already there, plus his ads. It's gonna be pretty chaotic. Okay, it was Electo. I was like, I don't know which Black Knife Assassin it was. So we do have Electo at Lance Yax.
Yeah, Electo always very tanky in randomizers.
Yeah.
As she's showing here. Raku gets it down out of 63. They get the seed 10 minutes beforehand. 10 minutes before match start time, they're allowed to get the seed and, you know, look at starting classes and stuff. They're not allowed to like load in or anything. They don't know the seed beforehand. All right, well, if you are hoping for a death from Rakushain to unlock Gustav's score, this is likely the spot where it would happen.
Yeah.
Gustav gets down that Electo. Let's see what Raku decides to do here. And he's fighting it.
He's going for it. He brought the ads out, which is really good. Okay, I mean the ads are pretty squishy. Come back against you at mall, take an early L. That's the great thing about bottles, Rambler.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly the consistency plus the pace here has been so impressive. Like there was one mistake, but really not one major mistake with the Elementer, but really not any like super close calls. Like Raku seems quite comfortable here, right? Like that he would be able to pull off performances like this very consistently, right? There are not many moments where you were seeing like, oh my God, he's on 1 HP, he could die here, and like, you know, has almost always been in complete control.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's been in control for most of that. We've had some moments. With
it was really just
it
was just the Elementer, but even that, like he was in control because he could just he knew that he could just run to that Grace for safety. Right?
The Grace is right there. Yeah, because like there is something with like going to fight a boss and knowing that you don't have a Grace by it. That boss is pretty much non-existent to you at that point, right? For him, he has a Grace right there. He can rest, and if he ever wants to come back and do Elementer, he can. It's right there.
Yeah, and like he is holding. I mean, he's within touching. If Raku dies, he's very much within touching distance.
Oh, we have Bail. Oh,
yep,
no.
so he's just gonna skip this.
Yeah, that's a good call. It's a very high scale Bail. Royal Revenant.
By the way, Rakushain is French, so I assume he will join with the French broadcast. After the match is over, I'll see if we can get Gustav. If Gustav has any interest in joining us for a post-match interview, cannot guarantee it, but we'll see. I'll ask Rakushain as well, but I think he'll probably go to the French broadcast. Raku needs, I think if Raku's able to get to 72, 73, Gustav will not be able to touch that score.
Yeah. Gustav, I don't know if we'll get to 70. He might just get to 70.
I mean, he has 10 minutes left and is at 60. I mean, like, I think, I was overestimating just to be safe, right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't, I think if he gets to like 72, 73 though, it's gonna be very difficult for Gustav. To nigh on impossible.
Yeah. I don't know what the nice cavalry. Looks like it's Dancing Lion.
Yeah, Gustav's build has been better once he got strength, right? The problem was he didn't have, at first he didn't have an Ash, right? And then he didn't have levels. Yeah, and this is Dancing Lion, and we know that it is regular Dancing Lion, as we saw Deathblight earlier in the seat.
Yes. Yeah, the thing that Gustav needs to happen here, like even if Raku dies once, he needs a second death from Raku. I don't think he can catch up on points wise.
I mean, I think he can. I think he could. I also could see Raku dying, and then I think if Raku does die once, the probability of a second death becomes a lot higher. I could see him getting very tilted, right? If he dies and then making a mistake, right?
Yeah. I do agree that like after one death, your mindset completely changes, right? Like you're just the way that you think about stuff, the way that you like kind of approach bosses, it just changes in your head.
Gustaf is going to the Everjail here. I mean, Raku's just continuing to move.
Yeah. We're going to see the Lanciax replacement over where he's going to the Lanciax chain. Well, we're going to see Godefroy now here for Gustaf.
Death, regular death bird. It's always hard to tell if it's a death bird or a death right bird because the death right birds do not have wings for some reason in Everjail.
Yeah.
And using that shared order absolutely beautifully, basically a 2-shot there.
Nice. Oh my god. Oh my god, Rakushain. My man is getting chased by a tree spirit.
Stone Digger Troll should be fine. Electo could cause some troubles here for Rakushain.
Yeah.
And so could Bale if he decides to fight it for some reason.
If he fights Bale, that's going to be
and the Dancing Lion, actually. So, you know, there are a few bosses up ahead that could cause some significant troubles here. The Leonine at the Falling Star Beast should be fairly free.
But even if like he fights and kills Bale, that's going to be a tanky fight. That's going to take like some time.
And right? Gustaf still has some faster checks available. He has Sage's Cave. He has this. Like, obviously, Raku does have a big lead, but I don't think it's guaranteed that Gustaf needs a 2 deaths here from Raku.
Yeah, but
I think there is a way.
The Fire Giant,
admittedly unlikely, but I think there is a way.
Yeah. Electo is one of the tankiest bosses in the game.
I mean, also Gustaf has done a really great job of keeping pace, especially if you consider the fact that A, he died, B, he was way behind early, like behind much earlier into the match, and C, he had to go, he went Malekith, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, he did not find Dectus, he went Farum Azula. Like, overall, I think in a lot of ways in the last hour, Gustaf has really shown his class, right, and why he's here. Unfortunately, the early game just put him in a big hole, right?
Yeah. Because if he wasn't, he probably would be on pace. Even by doing all of that stuff, he probably would have been on pace with Raku. But just like the early game did kind of bite him a little bit, for sure. We're gonna see Fire Giant here, phase 2 for Gustaf pretty soon.
Yeah, he did Malekith for Altus. He killed Malekith to get Altus access. And here is the Fire Giant phase 2 for Gustaf.
Oh, that damage is insane. Oh my god, he's one shot.
Oh my god.
Dude, this damage, I will say the damage difference for like receiving damage is kind of, it's insane.
Yeah. Also, where did Gustaf get the Tranquil Feathers?
It was Altus Merchant.
Double Fire Giant on the screen, by the way.
Oh, yeah, look at that. For phase 1 and phase 2. Yeah, Altus Merchant also had Rakshasa's helmet as well, which is really good. Get that. What is it? 2% more damage?
Something around that, yeah.
Yeah.
Does Raku decide to fight the Bale?
We're gonna find out here. Looks like it.
He is
fighting the Deathbird.
He is.
He's fighting Deathbird.
He is. Okay.
Here we go.
Gustav gets through there, but has no heals remaining, and he is going to walk into Godskin Duo here.
Also want to preface, Bale is different in Rando. He is not the same kind of boss. He is a lot easier in Rando, but he is still going to be tanky, and he's still going to stall. If he can get a stun before phase 2.
And by the way, Gustav is in massive trouble here. He has the Apostle down, but he has no heals.
Ooh.
Like, damage is fantastic, but cannot afford to get hit here. And Noble's gonna roll. Okay, gets him down before the roll.
Nice.
Does go ahead and big poison bolus.
Oh my God, how?
How did he not get grabbed?
That was crazy. I think he he went through the ground instead of grabbing him. Oh my God, Raku got so lucky with the grab there.
Gustav gets through the Godskin Duo, very nicely done.
Bale goes down.
And beautiful job on the Bale.
Yeah, that was very, very nice.
I think with this next point at 72, Gustav is just not going to be able to catch, because Gustav would have to get to 73 due to the fact that Raku will have got it. If it were even on deaths, it comes down to whoever gets the score first can also be a factor, right? So because that also is like a deeper tiebreaker.
Honestly, amazing play from both players in this thing. Just unfortunate death for Gustav at the beginning.
Yeah, but unfortunate death in the early game really was the difference, right?
Yeah. And we know how terrible that catacomb is too. Like it's not even his fault, Tap. Like I know you have to kill everything, you should kill everything, but like being spammed by the grab move 4 times is kind of bullshit.
He died in the Liurnia Black Knife Catacombs. There was a one of the hand projectiles, like that purple grab beam, caught him, and then he just got walloped.
That's the Thomas classic, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Gustav doesn't know he's behind for sure, but I'm sure that he probably does know that he's behind unless Raku has made some significant mistakes, right? Like I think just looking at the pace and everything, he likely knows.
That's the thing. Like I think these runners have played Siege so much at this point, they know where their pace is, and they know if their pace is bad, if it's good. And like if they need to greed more, they know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he has the grace. He just has not done it yet.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes remaining for Rakushain now. Keep in mind it is in-game time. That's why the players are slightly offset. Gustav is going to go under.
It's really cool to see them like almost right on, like pretty much almost exact. Like you don't see.
Yeah, normally you see it like people are a minute or so off, like minute plus off.
Yeah. So seeing them like 20 seconds apart is actually pretty cool.
By the way, assuming this result holds, Rakushain will advance to the winners quarterfinals, where he will meet the winner of Niora and Roman Jacques. That match will be tomorrow. Meanwhile, Gustav will drop down to the losers bracket. where he will play the winner of Pearl Fresh and Dagon E.
Yes.
It looks like Raku now is in full cleanup mode, going and just cleaning up a few bosses that he left in Liurnia and maybe some other places.
This cave was my biggest hop this DRL season.
But yeah, incredible performance here by Rakushain. I mean, that's really all that can be said. I mean, I think this is well, like, he very clearly had a game plan and has executed it beautifully. Like, this is, I think, the performance that all the players are hoping for to start off their playoffs, right? Being able to come in and do exactly what you wanted, what you set out to do, follow your game plan to a T. And Rakushain has done that today. He should be incredibly proud of himself. I mean, he has 2 bosses that he can get here with the Borealis and the Valiant Gargoyles that he skipped earlier, and then probably even maybe even have time for another. Looking at 77, potentially even a 78 here.
This is where we talk about consistency, right? Like we saw Rakushain in his 8 seeds that he did. He had a 77, 78, 77, 78, 80. He had, like, the outliers were the 70 and the 56. So his median is in, like, the 77 to 76 range. So he's gonna get that score. So he's like that as consistent as
and I think this is
and I think that's what he wanted.
And I think this is an incredibly impressive 77 because this has been a tough seed. The seed has been very, like, sometimes the scores are relative, right? The scores are relative to how tough the seed is, right? This has been a really tough seed.
The fact that they had to skip both bosses at the beginning, that really kind of throws off your mojo.
It hurt his early pace so bad. It's actually incredibly impressive that he was able to recover to such a good score, being that he was at a +6 for, like, the first 25 minutes of the game, right?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, he hadn't upgraded for a long time, and I think that also gives the testament to, like, this build, right, with colossal swords compared to just great swords. It is also a much different beast.
There is the kill, and there is the 77 for Raku. And it looks like he's going to go to the Limgrave Catacombs. I think he might just have enough time. It's going to be very close here.
You think he can kill?
Regardless, it will not matter. Rakushain will be the winner. The question is just, does he end up getting to a 78? This is going to be incredibly close.
I don't know if he'll have enough time because you have to get through it. Yeah, I don't think he has enough time. But 77, huge, massive score right there. We're going to see a 70 for Gustaf, which is still, with the 1 death, and with the weapons, at 70 is really good for Gustaf as well. Like, that's actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, his second half was absolutely fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Look, an hour into the game, Gustaf was at 31 bosses, right? So he's basically been at 80 pace for the second half of this matchup, right? But the start just, he was simply too far behind.
Yeah. I see Scadu Alt who has seen no grace. So true. I'm only going Scadu Alt if I'm like 80 plus.
That Raku's not gonna have enough time.
If Raku had like another 15 to 20 seconds, if he just had another,
I don't even think he needs that much.
Yeah,
I mean, like 10 would probably do it.
Oh, it's PK though.
PK, right?
Loves running around. Yeah.
Well, there it is. Raku is done at a 77, and Gustaf is finished at a 70. So that will be the first result here of the DRL Season 2 playoffs. Massive congratulations to both players. Also, props to them for being the first people to go right? I know that can be nerve-wracking, but fantastic job here by both of them. And Rakushain will be your champion and advance to the next round. Also, make sure to stick around here as we have one more matchup coming up in about 50 minutes here. It will be Forsa versus ENSG Master. And let me go ahead and reach out and see if Gustav has any interest in, or Gustav or Rakushain have any interest in doing a post-match interview here.
I just want to say for the brackets, 29 people got it right for the first one. Huge.
All right, I just asked them. We'll see if we can get them in here. If not, you know, it's been a hell of a job. Also want to give again another massive shout out to Harv. He is a competitor here and a fantastic player. So please check out Harv if you are not following him already.
Hell yeah. No, it was, I'm so happy that these games have started. I'm really excited to see how these are going to go. But yeah. One game into the books.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, oh, sorry.
Gustav is not want to. He's not super happy right now. So
I totally understand.
I don't blame him.
Totally understand.
Obviously, it can be very frustrating. I do want to give a quick shout out here to both of our players. If you are not already, please go ahead and give them a follow as well. They have worked very hard to be able to deliver these types of performances for you. So the least you can do is drop them a follow. I'm sure they would both greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pay out. Well, actually, Rakushain's typing. We'll see if he wants to join, or if he wants to join us for an interview here. And if not, then we will go ahead and take a short break and prepare for match number 2. But yeah, you can see it again. That death was absolutely brutal for Gustav. Like very highly unfortunate.
He's watching it multiple times, but there's nothing he can really do about that for sure.
Yeah, nothing he could really do. Harv, are you able to stick around here for a little bit? All right. Well, chat. So it looks like neither of the players are going to come in for a post-match interview, which is all good. Oh wait, no, never mind. Is he joining the French? Okay, he's joining the French team. So it makes sense. He's a native French speaker. So we are going to go ahead and take a short break. I will be back with Harv, and then Sci-Fi will also be joining us as well here in just a little bit. So we will see you guys all in just a second. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be right back.